What's good, y'all? Welcome to Vlogmas Day 4. I'm doing a story time today. I was trying to do something else when my Pinterest was acting up, so I was like, let me do a story time and I'll figure out the Pinterest shit like later because I'm getting tired. And I'm trying to post before 12. Let's see if that happens. Let's see. It's 11:25 right now. I really don't know how long this is going to take, so maybe not. You know, we gotta add uploading or processing. Probably not. But it's okay. It's fine. Sorry for being on my phone. I have something that I'm going to be reading to y'all that's part of this story time. So yeah, let's get started. Let's do this. So, as I can see from the title, this is about my first college crush. This was about a year ago. Well, a year ago from this email, almost. But a little bit over a year ago that I had a crush on this girl that I met through one of my suite mates. So I'm going to give the suite mates the name Wanda. And I'm going to give this girl the name Miranda. I think it's far enough from their actual names. So, I met Miranda through Wanda on my birthday. I didn't really know that many people at that time. It was my first time dorming and everything. I had like one maybe legit friend outside of the dorm. So, Wanda took it upon herself to find other friends of hers to introduce me to, which I really appreciated because I sucked at socializing and shit and really making friends in college. So she was trying to help me out, and some of her friends became my friends. Yeah, I would say that. But this one particular friend, Miranda, did not come up until the day of my birthday, actually, because I knew everybody that was coming ahead of time. But Wanda, I'm sorry, the phone rang and it distracted me. But Wanda, like maybe an hour before people would start coming, was like, "There's this girl, my friend Miranda. I saw her today. She's in the area. She said she could pull up at that school." I was like, "That's great. The more the merrier." I was super excited to just meet more people. So she was gonna bring this friend in a bit. A friend before that had showed up with a bottle of rosé before her shift at work, and I was so excited because I had never tried rosé before. So I had my little bottle of rosé. We had put all the decorations up and everything. And then another friend came, was the bartender for the night, made us these lovely drinks with gin, ginger beer, some other shit in there. It was just good. Whatever the fuck it was good. And I was drinking it with my roommate. I'm gonna call her, I don't even fucking know, Emily. So Emily, my roommate, and I were sipping on these drinks and just getting tipsy together. So much fun. And I was like finna change into my outfit. It was a little kente top and some black pants and some shiny black dress shoes. You know, I was stepping the fuck up. You know, the big 20, you feel me? So I had my outfit on. I was feeling good. I was feeling confident. I was smelling good. You know, my little axe shit. I was good. And I'm finishing getting ready. And then the girl who had brought me the rosé, right before she left, was like, "There's somebody that Wanda wants you to meet outside." This was Miranda. I didn't know that at the time, but this was Miranda who had just pulled up. Wanda had gone downstairs to bring her. Sorry. People are making a lot of noise, and it just sounds kind of crazy upstairs sometimes, and I keep getting distracted. Sorry. So, Wanda went to go and bring her friend, Miranda, upstairs, and she had brought her, and when I came out, I stopped in my tracks, because Miranda was just a few feet away from me on the couch, and she saw me, and we locked eyes, and I was like, I just started freaking out on the inside, because I thought she was so attractive instantly. Just very cute, a little bit shorter than me, Dominican girl, and I was like head over heels instantly. And I walked over, and when I'm like in a moment like that, I feel like I end up doing some corny, clumsy shit, and like I went over and I shook her hand and introduced myself. I couldn't do it. Hey, what's good? I had to walk over there and shake her hand and introduce myself. So I did that, and I was like, "Hi, I'm Aiden," and she was like, "Hi, I'm Miranda," and I went and sat down, and I was like, my heart was just beating like that, and I kept making glances at her when she wouldn't be like looking at me. And sorry, I just got a text. When she wouldn't be looking at me, and I was just trying to sneak glances in here and there. And then I started playing some music on my aux, like not on my aux. I had the aux, so I was playing some old African shit, and she was vibing to it. And I was like, okay, you know, I was trying to pick up little details about her, see what she liked, what she wouldn't laugh at, that kind of thing. And I was just falling in love with her. Like, I love seeing her vibe to the music. That's something that's very important and like special to me, to see somebody doing that. So, you know, I didn't really talk to her much that day. Everything kind of happened later. I didn't really speak to her much again, but I was definitely observing her. I wasn't sure if she was really observing me or not. I was too nervous to fully take note of it. So, that's what we did, you know. Then, one of Wanda's sweet mates, John, comes home, and I didn't really give a fuck about him. He was like the outsider of the group, so it was just kind of whatever. He came in, introduced himself to Miranda, and I guess she was feeling him, but I couldn't see that. It's gonna come into the story later, but I couldn't see that. So, they introduced themselves to each other, and you know, then she left. She had to go home. So that was that. About a week later, almost a week and a day maybe. No, actually it was exactly a week later. Yeah, it was exactly a week later. October 22nd. There was an orchestra thing going on. I didn't notice at the time, but there was an orchestra thing going on at the student center at her school. And she was going because she knew somebody who was performing, who was like her violin instructor or something, and she wanted to go and see them perform. So that's what she was going to do, and she had invited Wanda to go with her. And that was cool. So I didn't know any of this, though. I was traveling the very next day. So I was trying to get some traveling essentials and everything. And I was on my way out. And on my way out, Wanda and Miranda are walking in. I was like, oh, fuck. And, you know, they smiled and said hi to me. And I was just staring at Miranda like, hey, what's going on? And I left. And I was like, fuck, she's probably going to be gone by the time I get back. But she wasn't. I pulled up, about 20, 30 minutes later. She was still there. They were watching this show that they were really into all the time on Netflix. I don't remember what it was called, but they were watching the show. So I'm like, I have to, like, make her notice me or something. So I go out to the kitchen. I'm not even hungry. I take a tortilla, start playing with it on the stove, frying it or whatever, sauteing, whatever the fuck. Put some mushrooms, some red in my shit, and I was like, I'm gonna put this all together and eat it. So I'm starting to cook. I had the light off, bro. I had the kitchen light off because I was like, I don't want to disturb them, but I kind of need to cook, and I was just being a fool because this girl was making me so nervous. But I didn't turn on the light. She came over and turned the light on. It was like, you know, it might be easier if you put the light on. And I was like, you're right. And then I was like, oh my God, she probably thinks you're an idiot now. Like, this is all the shit that was going through my head. Then 5 minutes later, she goes, so what you cooking? And I was like, okay. She's trying to make conversation with me. And I was like, oh, you know, just a tortilla, you know, stuff some shit in there and I hope it tastes good. And she thought that was funny. And I was like, I bet. I made her laugh. So then a few minutes later, Wanda goes into her room to do something. While Wanda's in the room, Miranda mentions the orchestra event and invites me. She was like, hey, do you want to come? And I was like, sure, I would love to go. And I was so hyped, but I didn't want her to see how excited I was. So I didn't want to do too much of how I felt about her and everything. And then she was like, hey, Wanda, he said that he's going to come. And then Wanda was like, great, awesome. So Wanda, Miranda, and I get ready to leave. I changed my outfit, make sure I was looking sharp as fuck. I don't remember what I was wearing, but I know it was looking good. And I put my axe on and everything. And then Wanda was like, yo, I've been smelling that shit all week. And I smelled all the guys and like, it wasn't them. And now I know it's you. It's been you smelling like that. And then Miranda was like, yeah, you smell really good. And I was like, so she thinks I smell good too. Okay, say less. I'm like, okay, I'm getting somewhere. I'm feeling like she definitely likes me because why would she go out of her way to invite me to this event, you know? And complimenting me here and there. We're in the elevator. She notices my tattoos. I don't know if I've ever really like showed them like that. But she notices my tattoos. I have like a bunch of music tattoos right now. And she was like, I like your tattoos. They're really cool. Because she likes music. And I was like, that's dope, yo. And I was like, ha, I'm really impressing this girl today. Okay. So we get to the place. I end up sitting next to her. It was Wanda, me, and then Miranda. So I was in between them. And I was like, I'm just happy that I'm sitting next to Miranda right now. We laughed a little bit throughout the show. There were a few things that were kind of funny. And we like kind of laughed at together, and it was dope. And then right after we got out, you know, she went to see the person that she had come to see perform. And it was dope, you know. We got to meet the instructor as well. It was great. Then we go outside because Wanda wants to like smoke. I wasn't smoking yet. I literally started smoking like a week later, which is so funny. But in that particular time, I wasn't smoking. And oh my god, I almost said her fucking name. Miranda doesn't smoke, so she was just waiting for Wanda to finish. And during this conversation that we're all just chilling outside having, I find out that Miranda low-key has feelings for John, the sweet mate that pulled up that had introduced himself at the end of my birthday party right before she left. And I was like, what the hell do you see in his dry ass? I didn't understand. And I don't think Wanda understood either, but she was just trying to be nice about it. And she was like, yeah, but like, he plays FIFA and shit. And I just thought it was so funny that she said that. Like, that's the only problem that Miranda had, was that he played FIFA. And I was like, I play FIFA too, but it's okay. We're not bad guys for playing FIFA. I guess she just didn't want what I've seen with a lot of girls who don't want their man to be playing the video games all the damn time. So I get it. But yeah, that's how she was feeling. That's when I first came to know that she low-key like was liking him. I didn't know how he felt. I don't think he liked her at all from later observation. But she was definitely feeling him. So I was kind of disappointed in that moment, but I didn't want to give up quite yet. I was like, just having a crush. It's not like I'm meddling or anything. It's not they're talking to each other. So I think I'm still safe. So Miranda could have left at that time, but she didn't. She stuck around. We walked back to our dorm, which was like a 20-something minute walk. She goes in the 20 minutes in the other direction home with us. And I'm thinking, are you just trying to stick around me a little bit longer? Because it was completely out of her way to go back with us. It would have made more sense for her to go uptown. She went all the way downtown with us. And she comes and pulls up. And we get inside. And this is going to be a future story time. But just this brief thing of Michael, that's that's Wanda's second roommate. Because there was 3 of them. There was John, and then there was Michael. And Michael had some of his friends over. One of them ended that I had a previous crush on until he kind of fucked it up. But she was in there. All these people were in there. And we just didn't stay around that long because we didn't know they were all going to be in there. We weren't trying to be around all these people. And not Wanda. Miranda's ride was coming anyway, so we just went and waited downstairs. So I might have this story kind of mixed up a little bit. But at some point we went back downstairs. And Miranda ends up leaving, and that was that. And I think that I gave her a hug. But it was just so cute to just be able to hold her because she's a little bit shorter than me. And I had always wanted something like that. I'm not gonna lie. Like me being as short as I am, it was nice to be with a girl that was shorter than me for once. And I didn't feel any kind of weirdness with it. Because, the way society is, it always made me feel weird about my height. Especially once I transitioned. Started transitioning. So I got to hold her for a second. It was a nice moment. I liked it. I wanted it again. And I'm sorry that I keep checking my phone, y'all. I'm just making sure I still have this email right now. So yeah, we do that. I still didn't ask for her number or anything. I was still way too nervous. I wanted to for sure know how she felt. I wanted more hints and clues and all that. So that's that. We go upstairs. Yeah, that's what happened. I'm sorry. The whole seeing Michael with the friends came after we said bye to her. Again. Right? No, they were still there. They were saying when we brought her up the first time, and when we said bye to her, we went back. They were still in there. And Wanda was like, do you want to just hang out on the stairs for a bit? Because I don't really want to be in there with all these people. And I was like, I'm with you. Because I really didn't want to be in there because I was pissed seeing Michael with the girl that I had a crush on for a second. So I guess I was really technically my first crush, but it didn't last more than a day or two. So I just kind of let it go after that, and I don't really count her as my crush because I didn't do anything about it, you know. So I count Miranda as my first crush. Official, I guess the word is official. So we go in the stairs, and that's when I confessed to Wanda that I had a crush on her friend Miranda, and she was so excited, and she was like asking me different things, and she told me that she thought she had sensed something between us two since my birthday. I don't know exactly how she came to that conclusion because I don't really remember what the hell she was doing on my birthday at this point. But she claimed that she had sensed something. And that made me feel better, having some sort of outside confirmation, I guess. And I didn't feel like I was going absolutely insane. And we're talking, and we had some heart-to-heart moments about some other shit. But I was just happy to finally tell her. But she didn't want to say anything to Miranda because she had a previous situation with Michael and some other girl, and when she had been the messenger, it stressed her the fuck out, so she didn't want to like do that now. And I understood, but I was kind of disappointed because my anxiety was like, damn, I was kind of hoping that you could do something and help me out a bit, but that just wasn't the case, so I had to accept that, and I respected why, because when I heard more about that other situation, I was like, damn, that's a whole lot for you to be going through. So I get it. So I had to figure out some other way to do it myself. And I was like, I was too scared to just use my words. So I wrote it down. And I had made her this cute little paper thing and put hearts and shit all over it. I wrote her a little message that I wanted to give to her. And then there was a guy that week who kept selling roses and shit. This cute old man, he kept selling like roses and stuff and for like $5, so I bought one and I was putting it. I didn't have a flower base, so I took I emptied out this bottle, remaining water I had in it of like Dasani or something, and put the flower in to try and keep it alive, and hopefully I was hoping I would see her the next few days. So I was trying to find out from another one of her friends who knew some of her whereabouts when this class would end or this class would end, so I could like kind of catch her there. And presents this gesture of love, I guess, to her. But I was shitting bricks every time it would almost happen, but I kept missing her. I don't know if there's this one time that I just kind of missed her, because if she's with a lot of people, with her being so small, it would be easy to miss her, and she just didn't say anything. If she saw me, I don't know, when there's one building I went into. But shit kept getting in the way of me doing this over and over again, and I kept practicing and everything, trying to work up the courage to just do it, but I kept getting cold feet over and over and over again. And like my last in-person chance, it was awkward as hell because I was in my room, the door was closed, I was like half asleep, and I all of a sudden hear her voice. So I texted Wanda like, yo, is Miranda here? She was like, yeah, you could come out if you want. And I was like, fuck, I don't know if I can do that. Like, I was so nervous, but I was like, okay. But I just wish that all these times she had at least let me know, especially, or just mainly once she knew I liked her, just let me know. Because that was so fucking nerve-wracking for me. And I was like, at least give me a heads up. Like, that's all I ask. So I started getting dressed up. I freshened up, brushed my teeth and everything. I just wanted to look perfect for this girl. So I worked up the courage to open the door. And when I open the door, I see fucking Michael and the girl that was involved in this other situation. I don't see them because they were in the fucking closet. And I was like, because they were doing homework or recording something. So I waited for them to come out or whatever. Or I went back in my room when I had come back out. And they were like, yo, what's good, Aiden, and all this shit. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to sit here. But it was awkward as hell because I didn't really feel any type of friendliness from Miranda, which was really fucking me up. And I was like, man, if you're going to do it, today's the day. But I think that was kind of scaring me. Like, I had got up to do something for Michael. He needed poses for some shit. I don't know if it was like YMCA or something. So I was going like this or whatever right next to Miranda, but she wasn't even looking at me. Like, she was just barely paying attention to me. And I think she was wondering if John was going to come home because he wasn't home. He usually wasn't, barely. Then he comes all of a sudden and he comes right when she's leaving. I was going to go down with them to say bye to her, but throughout the entire time, she really paid me no minds, and I just kind of felt at that point that it was no use, but I was going to give it one more go. But John comes in, and she's like, sees him and is kind of waiting behind a little bit, like, hi, John, hi. And he was like, oh, you were the one from Aiden's birthday, right? And then she was like, yeah. She was all excited and just beaming. And I was like, fuck, she really does like him. But I didn't want to give up just yet, because I could tell that he was not reciprocating her. He was just reciprocating the feelings. He was just being nice. And that was that. So he kind of went off to do his thing, and she just kind of left. But I don't know if she ever intended on telling him that she liked him or anything. But it was just kind of like that, you know. So we go out and shit, but there was no hug or anything. She just kind of went into the subway, and that was that. So I was kind of feeling discouraged after that, because I could not work up the balls to say anything to this girl. So I was like, man, and my flowers just kept dying and shit. And I was like, I don't want to hand it to her without flowers. So I was like, maybe I should email her. I did that after I went home for the break. I didn't see her again. I was like thinking I'm going to do it New Year's Eve, but her birthday is January 1st. So I didn't want to, like, if she happened to see the email, I didn't want to fuck up the mood in case she didn't like it or something. Because I was like, maybe if I tell her how I feel, that will spark something. That was my last final shot. Because I was like, I know you're liking this guy, but maybe you'll... Sometimes people just be blind to certain shit, and maybe that will open up your eyes a little bit or something. So that's what I'm going to read now for y'all. It's not too long, just a little bit. I made the subject date. I typed it up. I took an hour to send it, and I found what her email was. I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And that's that. I had literally asked other people, was it a good idea to do this? And they basically were like, you know what, you can try. Because I didn't have her number or anything. She didn't have social media. She doesn't have any social media. So that's why I resorted to Gmail. So I put, I had sent this at 6:36 p.m. December 28th, 2021. Hey Miranda, this is a little awkward to be asking through email, but I wasn't sure when I'd get a chance to see you again. I've been wanting to ask you out for some time now because I like you. And then I put like that emoji where it's like this, you're covering your eyes to get shy. I had made you this letter, and I had a rose of it that I wanted to give to you, but one thing after another kept getting in the way of me doing that. And the last opportunity I had, I got cold feet. I would have added a picture, but I left it in my dorm. And yeah, so I had left it in my dorm for the semester, and that was that. I don't want to spoil everything that it says, but I do want you to know that I started thinking that I might have feelings for you since my birthday, and I felt them more strongly after the orchestra that Friday night. I became really drawn to your personality and your smile, even in a little bit of time that I was around you. My bad for being so shy sometimes, and I put another shy emoji. I just really like you, and I was really nervous to talk to you because there is something really special about your vibe. And then I put like a red heart at the end. I hope this wasn't too weird to receive an email like this, LMAO. I've been thinking about you and I had to let you know ASAP, and I put a smile. I put my number, and I put if you want to text me. And then at the end I put, I would like to take you on a date sometime, or a virtual date since, you know, we were still kind of like COVID and shit. If you're down. Aiden. And I put like a really happy emoji thing. I don't know if I can zoom in on this. I don't want my number to show. But just so you can see. I don't know how to describe this. But yeah. That's the emoji that I put. So that's what I emailed her on December 28th. I got no type of response for weeks. So I'm sorry, what is going on? I had put in my head that was it. There wasn't gonna be any type of chance anymore. Cause I was like, let me do this now in 2021. If I don't hear back from her before the new year, that's it. I'll just let it go, and I'm gonna go into 2022 without being over her in some sort of way. So that was what I decided, and I had this thought process well into the first few days of the new year. I feel like it was like January 15th or something. I was about to go into my therapy because I was seeing a therapist at the time. Literally, like 2 or 3 minutes before I get into my session on Zoom or whatever we're using, she texts me, "Hey, this is Miranda." I was like, what the fuck, yo? I wasn't expecting to hear anything from her, so I was shook. And I went into therapy all discombobulated, like, yo, let me tell you what just happened. Like, my crush, bro, and I explained everything that happened up to that point, and then she just texted me. But I didn't text her until after, because I was so shocked. Like, I dropped my phone. And I was like, hey, after therapy, I was like, hey, so what did you think about the email or something? But she never responded. I think, I don't remember her saying anything beyond the, hey, this is Miranda. And I said, so what did you think about the email after I said, hey, back or something? Some little intro. Or something like that. So I was kind of like nervous, but I was like, okay, maybe she's busy. It is her senior year after all. Maybe she has some busy shit coming. The semester is about to start. Time goes on, no response. I make it back to the dorm a few days before the spring semester starts. Still no response. So at that point, I had kind of just mentally given up. I had also started talking to somebody else, but it was just mere talking stage around January 10th, and I was low-key like, if Miranda had expressed interest in me, I would have went with Miranda, since I had started liking her first, and I was like further along in my crush than this new girl that I had started talking to that was so fresh. So I told Wanda, and apparently she knew. This is what she knew that fucked me up. Apparently, Miranda had told her, oh yeah, I'm not gonna respond to him, I'm not gonna say anything, I'm not gonna go out with him or anything. She knew that all that time and didn't even tell me, which I just felt kind of weird. So I guess, and that was one moment where I guess you weren't as close as I thought, because I feel like that's something you would tell like someone that you're getting closer to, like, don't get your hopes up. She kind of already told me that. It's heartbreaking, yeah, but I feel like some other people that I know would have told me that, or would have wanted me to tell them, you know. And she was just kind of sitting with this knowledge, just knowing that Miranda never intended for it to go anywhere, but still texted me anyway. Because I was like, if you're interested or whatever, you can hit me up if you want to text me. So I took her texting me as her indicating that she was interested. And I was just kind of like, the fuck? Why would you even text me back then? Just to play me? Like, for fun? So I thought that was kind of fucked up, and that pissed me off. And that's kind of how that ended. And I didn't see her for a while until like way later on in the semester. Okay, no, that's even a whole lie. I didn't see her until like a month after all that. It was just a few days before. It was like a day or two before Valentine's Day. At that point, I was well into talking to someone that was about to be my girlfriend at the time. So I was pretty much over her at that point, and I was going to this girl's house, and I was going to get her a rose that I knew that was going to be accepted, because she was very interested in me, and I was very interested in her, and she didn't know yet, but I was preparing on asking her out and everything. So it was kind of funny. I like the way this ended, because I feel like I got the last laugh, because I'm low-key petty. Wanda, Miranda, and this other girl were meeting they had a project that semester, and they had to work together. And this is one of the days they were working together. And I had already agreed to meet this other friend of theirs to pick up something from her. So we did that, and then she was like, yo, I'm about to go meet Wanda if you want to come. And I was like, sure. And then like halfway there, she's like, oh, but Miranda might be there. I don't know how you'd feel about that. But I was like, man, I don't give a fuck. I want to see Wanda. So I go, and then Miranda comes, and it's kind of awkward as shit. Like, she said hi to me, and I was like, kind of like, hey, back. But it was just it felt so fake. And I was kind of like, I need to do something for her to know for a fact that I'm over her. So I started talking to Wanda about my about-to-be girlfriend. I'm going to just call her Stephanie, because I was about to start going out with Stephanie. And I'm talking about it with Wanda, right in front of Miranda. And then I told Wanda that I'm going to, if she had like some $5, because I didn't have cash on me, because the flower dude only took cash, but I was like, I'll cash up you $5 on my way back from the dude. I want to buy a rose for Stephanie. She's like, okay, go ahead. And Wanda kind of looked up, and she knew, not Wanda, Miranda kind of looked up and was like, you know, Like, she heard all that shit, and it was just awkward as fuck, because it just came back around full circles. Like, the rose I was going to give to you that she never wanted to accept it is now being given to a girl that actually deserves it, who likes me and didn't play me like you, and she's going to get that rose. So I just love that she got to hear that, because I was like, just so you know, I am over you. And then Wanda had picked up on what I was trying to do, and she was like, I bet. So when you finna see her? I was like, tomorrow. I'm going to her crib tomorrow. She was so excited for me, and it was just great, because it was just so out there. I just loved it, and it was satisfying, because I didn't want Miranda to think I still had feelings for her. And that was honestly how that ended, you know. I did see her again after that. That's what was later on in the semester, but it was just kind of like, oh wait, no, that's a lie. Shit, that was the last time I saw her. Because we had come back to our dorm, and Michael was here chilling or whatever, telling us about something that had happened that day, and we were all kind of just there. But I felt much more comfortable just being around her once I knew that she knew I wasn't interested, and I could just be myself again. Because it's just kind of awkward when people know that there's a crush or something, and they just kind of make you feel like shit about it. Like, there's a way to respectively decline somebody. You don't have to be an ass about it, you know. When I felt kind of played that she texted me and got my hopes up for no reason. So I hope she gets her karma for that. But it's whatever. She graduated. She's long gone. I will never see this girl ever again, I don't think. She's not on my mind at all. But I just wanted to share that story. It was definitely a story I wanted to tell eventually. But yeah, that's the end of the story. Thank y'all so much for watching Vlogmas Day 4. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to try and figure out tonight what I'm doing. And for Vlogmas Day 5 tomorrow, it's probably already 12. It's about to be 12, yeah. So this is Vlogmas Day 4, but it's going to look like it's Vlogmas Day 5. But it's Vlogmas Day 4. It's going to be posted before 1 a.m. And yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all for watching.